I know I should probably be saving this for Halloween, but hey, every day is Halloween if you don't think about it. Serving as the spiritual fourth entry in Namco's Point Blank series, Ghoul Panic delivers on a frantic, bullet-a-minute romp exactly like that of its predecessors. However, this time taking on the spooktacular backdrop of being set in a haunted mansion where our protagonists must fight their way through a madcap of insane minigames in hopes of turning the town residents, including themselves, from cats back into humans. As mentioned above, anyone familiar with the playstyle of Point Blank will feel right at home with this one. Regardless of the play mode, you'll find a cavalcade of breakneck shooting galleries to keep you on your toes. Whether it be shooting down disco-dancing skeletons, protecting cats from possessed icicles, or shooting rampant toilet ghosts, this game, more so than its previous entries, will test your speed and reflexes. Playing a little bit of each Point Blank game back to back between rounds of this one brought to my attention how fast-paced Ghoul Panic truly is. The Point Blank games are a little more forgiving all around. Typically, you'll need to shoot less targets in a longer stretch of time, whereas Ghoul Panic throws you to the wolves, or in this case, wolfmen, and says, hey, here's 30 ghosts, shoot 28 of them in 25 seconds, good luck. That being said, the whirlwind gameplay is still excessively pleasing for those willing to adapt, as there's plenty of monster-mashing fun to be had. With arcade mode only lasting 16 games, there's no way you'll see everything Ghoul Panic has to offer in one go. On your first trip, you might shoot down a ton of ghouls Galaga style, then try to shoot 28 books off of moving shelves, but next playthrough you might only get one bullet to shoot a spooky Thanksgiving turkey in 5 seconds, shoot your way through a maze to try and rescue cats before the timer's up, or something like, hey, blow up this car. You never know what you might get, and that's what's so appealing. Not only that, but changing the difficulty or game mode can also yield new results. For example, in the race mode, there was a mission where I had to shoot specific ghosts depending on what color was displayed. And on higher difficulties, not only will games change, but the boss battles too, as Frankie, Vlad, and the Witch add a few more attacks to their patterns. Unlike previous light gun games I've covered, this one doesn't quite translate as well to mouse aiming. It can be done, as that's how I played it for this review, but those hair trigger minigames where every shot counts and ghosts or projectiles are scattered around the screen with mere seconds to clear them do prove to be difficult. So light gun owners take notice that this is one worth pulling out the tube TV for. That being said, upon my first try of most of these missions, I found myself coming up short. But with each succession, I could feel my reflexes catching up, and I started clearing games more frequently. Of course, the game does boast a practice mode, so if you really want to nail down your mouse aiming before attempting a 1cc on arcade mode, then you have the means to try. However, there's no penalty for failing since you have unlimited continues, so practice all you want, but don't fret, as there's no reason you won't see a game all the way through to the end. Quickly, while I'm on the topic of downsides, if Ghoul Panic has one, it's the abundance of loading screens that rear their ugly heads before and after every mission. Thankfully, they aren't long, but frequent enough to warrant mentioning. As one might imagine, the music that goes along with each mission is just as wacky as the task at hand. Appropriately, many are up-tempo and rhythmic with lots of drum flourishes, taking influence from drum and bass, late 90s dance and techno, and even a good deal of funk. However, with most missions lasting only a few seconds, many tracks go unappreciated. As a matter of fact, I had to go back and listen to the music myself to really take it in. But after doing so, I played a little more of the game and cannot illustrate how much the composer's efforts help make these games what they are. If you don't believe me, try playing the game on mute. It just doesn't hit the same. With its fiendish minigames, full-tilt ghoul gunning gameplay, and a coven of ridiculous sights to see, Ghoul Panic is not only an excellent light gun game, but probably my favorite amongst the Point Blank series on the PlayStation. Not only does it quench your thirst for some gripping gunplay, but it includes a great variety with various game modes like Adventure Mode, Survival Mode, and even a neat Race Mode. Not to mention the smart decision to make these playable between multiple people with only one light gun by simply passing the controller each turn. Adding to it the Garrus soundtrack and screwball antics, and you've got one heck of a good party game on your hands. With it only releasing in Japan and Europe, I'm actually kind of surprised that it's not more expensive than it is. I guess light gun games are slightly less desirable these days, but for around $30 to $60, that's not the worst price I've seen for what is an excellent party game worth pulling out for a game night or just a casual play amongst friends. So if you're in need of some sweet 6-shooter action with a ghastly twist, then give Ghoul Panic a shot. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this episode, consider checking out these other videos right here, or even subscribing. Also, if you'd like to throw me a couple of bucks, you can support the show on Patreon.